Luo Wuqing sits alone in her room, reading the battle report that arrives before her eyes. Thankfully, with the ancestors' presence, we succeed in annihilating the beast-taming sect in such a short time. As she finishes the report, Luo Wuqing smiles with joy and says, he never fails to impress. Judging by the days, he should be returning soon. At that moment, Ning Tian suddenly appears behind her, leaning close to her ear and whispering softly, "Did you miss me?" Hearing his voice, Luo Wuqing instantly blushes intensely. She turns her gaze toward Ning Tian and says, "I heard you performed admirably this time." Ning Tian responds with a confident smirk, "When have I ever performed poorly?" Right then, Luo Wuqing grabs Ning Tian's hand and begins pulling him away, saying then. Ning Tian follows, puzzled yet playful, asking, "Wife? Where are you taking me?" She brings Ning Tian to their bed, pushes him gently onto it, then climbs onto his stomach. Luo Wuqing leans over him and says, "Should I perhaps grant my husband a reward?" Hearing that, Ning Tian becomes extremely excited, asking, "Truly?" Luo Wuqing leans forward, pressing her lips close to his, making his breath hitch as he prepares for a kiss. Ning Tian eagerly moves in, trying to close the distance in hopes of tasting her lips. But right then, Luo Wuqing pauses, giving a mischievous smirk instead of a kiss. She suddenly pulls out a book and holds it in front of Ning Tian's face. Ning Tian stares wide-eyed in shock and stutters, This is..." Luo Wuqing answers with graceful confidence, "The reward is a heaven-rank martial art, the frigid extreme shattering palm." Then Luo Wuqing moves off of Ning Tian, giving him a playful smile as she says, "Learn it well." Hearing that, Ning Tian lets out a disappointed sigh and replies, "Understood." Right at that moment, a system notification pops up, "Detected. Host is absorbing and comprehending the frigid extreme shattering palm technique." Ning Tian sits there cultivating, and a powerful surge of blue energy erupts from his body. Luo Wuqing stands in front of him, quietly watching everything unfold. Another system notification appears, "Commencing comprehension. Frigid extreme shattering palm comprehension successful." Slowly, Ning Tian opens his eyes and says, "Done?" Immediately, Luo Wuqing rushes forward and wraps him tightly in her arms. The sudden hug completely startles Ning Tian. Still holding him close, Luo Wuqing softly says, "That was merely a small reward." Ning Tian becomes excited and pulls her a little closer, saying, "Wife, you're far too kind to me." Luo Wuqing quickly pushes Ning Tian back down onto the bed, before climbing on top of him. And so, their night session begins. Guys, incoming new chapter. Queen Mother will also join in these kinds of sessions. I am extremely excited and eagerly waiting for those chapters. And what about you? A little while later, Luo Wuqing and Ning Tian lie together on the bed, both bare under the sheets, resting in each other's warmth. Luo Wuqing turns to him and says, "For now, remain here and cultivate the frigid extreme shattering palm. The Righteous Path Alliance grows restless, and there are matters that require my attention." Ning Tian smiles confidently and replies, "It seems destroying one beast-taming sect is insufficient. We may need to slaughter a few more chickens to truly terrify the monkeys." Then Luo Wuqing sits up and explains to Ning Tian, "It's unfortunate that as a great emperor, any action I take will surely provoke great Emperor Xing Tian's interference. If I am restrained, I fear the heavenly demon cult will face a combined ambush from the other sections." Ning Tian listens carefully and then reassures her, "Do not worry, wife. I have a means to deal with the three factions discreetly." Luo Wuqing looks at him with curiosity and asks, "What means?" Ning Tian leans close and whispers his idea into her ear. After hearing it, Luo Wuqing brightens with delight and says, "You always come up with such unorthodox methods." Ning Tian gives her a cheeky smile and says, "Then allow the Supreme Elder to accompany you in this endeavor." Right after that, Ning Tian suddenly pulls Luo Wuqing down with him, and they collapse back onto the bed together. They begin a new session. Ning Tian leans close to her and says, "There's no need to rush. Your husband has exerted considerable effort. Surely it isn't too much to collect a little interest first, right?" In a bustling dining hall, many groups sit at separate tables, eating and chatting. At one table, a hushed conversation unfolds. "Have you heard? Within mere days, 3 sects of the Righteous Path Alliance were annihilated. Every disciple was slain, not a single one survived. The blood flowed like a river. Is that true? But isn't great Emperor Jingtian present? Who would dare act so boldly? Another man quickly leans in and warns, keep your voice down. My great-uncle's wife's second aunt's son had a classmate. His grades were so poor he had to resort to chopping firewood. I heard that while passing by the mountain, he witnessed the entire peak drenched in blood. On the sect's stone monument were written 8 large characters. The man beside him leans forward eagerly. Which 8 characters? The storyteller dips a finger in water and writes something across the tabletop. Another person squints at the wet strokes and asks, what does that mean? Was it the heavenly demon sect? Are they truly that formidable? Someone else answers with a serious tone, who knows? If the Empress herself had taken action, great Emperor Jingtian would likely have intervened long ago. This time, they merely left 8 cryptic words, so the Righteous Path Alliance cannot act recklessly. Up on a balcony overlooking the hall, Sister Tian Mei and her attendant stand watching the chatter below. Sister Tian Mei suddenly lets out a bold laugh and says to her attendant, ha ha ha. No wonder great Emperor Jingtian summoned all remaining sects under the Righteous Path Alliance. I never imagined the Heavenly Demon Sect possessed such strength. The Heavenly Demon Sect truly defies comprehension. Thinking about Ningtian, she then asks her attendant, do you think this incident involving the Heavenly Demon Sect could be linked to that legendary patriarch? Speaking of which, it has been a long time since we last met. Her attendant respectfully replies, Miss Tian Mei, you've been a hands-off leader for far too long. The clan insists on your return. Hearing that, Sister Tian Mei asks, aren't the elders present? The attendant answers, Miss, if you don't return soon, the elders may lose their composure. Sister Tian Mei sighs lightly and says, very well, very well. Her attendant then delivers more urgent news from the Heavenly Secrets Pavilion. The Outer Domain Great Emperor who perished earlier is suspected to have originated from the Void God Heavenly Palace of the Sky Domain. Sister Tian Mei's expression sharpens as she asks, the Sky Domain? Isn't that an Outer Domain power? The attendant continues, it is said the Void God Heavenly Palace will soon marshal its full resources and ally with the Righteous Path Alliance to strike against the Heavenly Demon Sect. Hearing this, Sister Tian Mei shouts in alarm, what? She immediately turns to leave, calling out, Elder 2, make the necessary preparations. Her attendant asks quickly, young lady, are we departing? Sister Tian Mei answers with determination, before that. I will make a trip to the Heavenly Demon Sect. Scene shift, Heavenly Demon Sect Herb Garden. There, Ningtian and his disciples are working together, preparing the land for medicinal herbs. Luo Wuqing arrives at his side. Seeing her, Ningtian immediately stops what he's doing and calls out to his disciples, keep it up, y'all. Labor is also a form of cultivation. Luo Wuqing smiles with excitement and says, husband, you're working diligently. Ningtian replies proudly, nothing feels arduous when it is for my wife. Luo Wuqing chuckles softly and says, such a glutton? In the next moment, Luo Wuqing senses another presence nearby. Her gaze sharpens as she speaks aloud, since you've come, why bother hiding? At that moment, Sister Tian Mei and her attendant appear in the garden. Sister Tian Mei looks toward Luo Wuqing and says, as befits the Empress of the Heavenly Demon Sect, her strength is truly formidable. Luo Wuqing calmly replies, I did not expect the Tianbao Pavilion Master to be so extraordinary either. She harbors an aura that even I find unsettling. Sister Tian Mei smiles faintly and says, you truly are the most powerful Empress in the domain. No secret escapes your discerning eye. Ningtian then steps forward and asks, Tianbao Pavilion Master, what business brings you here? Sister Tian Mei approaches him gracefully and says, I came to deliver a message to the Patriarch. But seeing how close she stands to Ningtian, Luo Wuqing's expression darkens, her irritation flaring visibly. Noticing the sudden shift in aura, Sister Tian Mei grows nervous and hurriedly corrects herself. No, I bring news for the Heavenly Demon Sect. Luo Wuqing's tone eases slightly as she asks, what news? Sister Tianmei takes a deep breath and says, "Have you ever heard of the Void God Heavenly Palace from the Sky Domain?" Luo Wuqing replies with a composed voice, "It ranks third among the human powers in the Sky Domain. What concern is that of ours in the Heavenly Spirit Domain?" Sister Tianmei's expression turns grave as she continues, "Great Emperor Jing Tian has formed an alliance with the Void God Great Emperor of the Void God Heavenly Palace. Within no more than 2 days, once the Void God Great Emperor ends his seclusion, he will summon all Emperor Realm experts from his palace to assist the Righteous Path Alliance in annihilating your heavenly demon sect." The moment Luo Wuqing hears that, her eyes widen in shock as she shouts, "What the hell?" Sister Tianmei responds calmly, "The Heavenly Secrets Pavilion is perhaps the most reliable source across the 9 domains, is it not?" Luo Wuqing answers sharply, "The Heavenly Secrets Pavilion disseminates the information of the 9 domains. False reports are nearly impossible." Ning Tian then steps forward and asks, "Why tell us this?" Sister Tianmei turns her gaze toward him with a faint smile and says, "What do you say, Patriarch?" With that, Sister Tianmei and her attendant turn and begin to leave. Ning Tian and Luo Wuqing silently watch them go. After a long moment, Ning Tian says quietly, "Though we maintain ties with the Heavenly Demon sect, their kindness seems excessive. There is no such thing as a free lunch in this world." Hearing that, Luo Wuqing simply stares at Ning Tian in silence. Noticing her gaze, Ning Tian awkwardly scratches his head and says, "Wife, why are you looking at me that way?" Luo Wuqing shakes her head gently and replies, "Never mind. Husband, if what the Tianbao Pavilion Master says is true, you must take the disciples and leave at once." Ning Tian's expression hardens as he replies firmly, "No." Luo Wuqing looks at him in surprise, stunned by his refusal. She tries to reason with him, saying, "The Void God Great Emperor is far stronger than the Righteous Path Alliance. Even I could not guarantee everyone's safe escape." At once, Ning Tian raises a finger to Luo Wuqing's lips, silencing her gently. He looks into her eyes and says with calm determination, "The 136th rule of the Heavenly Demon Cult declares, a heavenly demon in life, a heavenly demon in soul. In such a crisis, how could I think only of myself?" At that very moment, a disciple rushes over and reports, "Empress, Patriarch, the herb garden has been tilled." Hearing this, Ning Tian turns back to Luo Wuqing and softly reassures her, "Do not worry, wife. We will face whatever comes." Seeing him so composed, Luo Wuqing can't help but blush deeply. Then Ning Tian suddenly raises his voice and calls out, "Everyone, I have something to say." Luo Wuqing startles at his sudden outburst and hurriedly asks, "What are you doing?" By then, all the disciples have gathered before Ning Tian. He looks at each of them and shouts, "If someone sought to destroy our heavenly demon sect, would you stand by and allow it?" The disciples roar in unison, "We would not." Ning Tian's voice grows louder, filled with conviction. "But what if the enemy is powerful enough to annihilate our sect, and neither the Empress nor I can protect you?" A brief silence falls over the crowd. Then one disciple suddenly shouts from within the ranks, "Fight them!" Another joins in, followed by many more, their voices blending into a thunderous chorus, "Right! We'll fight regardless. We, disciples of the Heavenly Demon Sect, would rather die in battle than live in dishonor. Those who offend our sect shall be slain, however far they flee." After hearing those words, Luo Wuqing calls out to Ning Tian in a voice filled with concern and affection, "Husband." Ning Tian looks at her calmly and explains, "Everyone deserves to know, wife. They deserve the chance to choose." He then turns toward his disciples and declares firmly, "I do not force you. Every person has the right to live. I will not bind anyone who wishes to leave." But upon hearing this, the disciples grow even more fervent, shouting in unison, "We would rather die in battle. We will not live in dishonor. We would rather die in battle. We will not live in dishonor." Luo Wuqing stands there, watching the burning determination in the disciples' eyes. Her heart softens, and she thinks to herself, "Ning Tian, you already carry the bearing of a true great emperor." Just then, a system notification pops up before Ning Tian's eyes. "You have shocked Luo Wuqing. Reward Momentum Boost Card. When used, All heavenly demon cult disciples within a 10,000-meter radius temporarily elevate to the Saint Emperor realm for 1 day. Consumed on use. Seeing this, Ning Tian turns to Luo Wuqing with a teasing smile and asks, "So? Isn't your husband handsome?" Flustered and blushing furiously, Luo Wuqing stammers, "Not at all." Then, with unwavering focus, Ning Tian commands in his mind, "System, activate innate skill. Myriad acres of fertile fields. To accelerate growth of the spirit herbs." At once, his entire aura surges outward, merging with the countless spirit herb seeds scattered across the field. The seeds shimmer with a radiant light, sinking gently into the soil as a mystical energy envelopes the land. A notification appears before his eyes. Using innate skill, myriad acres of fertile fields. Use successful. Moments later, the entire herb garden bursts into life. The once barren soil now glows with spiritual light as countless spirit herbs sprout, bloom, and bear fruit within seconds. The disciples, witnessing this miracle, are completely stunned. By heaven! These herbs ripened instantly. It's nothing short of a miracle. The patriarch is truly extraordinary. Smiling faintly, Ning Tian plucks a ripe fruit from one of the luminous plants and tosses it toward a nearby disciple. "Come, try them." The disciple catches it, takes a bite, and instantly, golden aura erupts from his body. His spiritual power soars wildly as he exclaims, I feel my power swelling." Ning Tian turns toward Luo Wuqing and calmly explains, "I added a minor enhancement to these herbs. They not only raise cultivation base and spirit power but grant other beneficial effects as well. Even ordinary disciples will advance quickly." Then, addressing the rest of his disciples, Ning Tian says, "Discover the rest for yourselves." The disciples bowed deeply, shouting in gratitude as they rushed toward the fields, "Thank you, Patriarch! Thank you, Patriarch!" Watching them, Ning Tian's gaze hardens as he thinks silently. With the reward card and these herbs, we can at least reduce casualties as much as possible. Our fate will be decided 2 days from now. 2 days later, Sky Domain. The Righteous Path Alliance leader stands before a massive swirling vortex, surrounded by his elite disciples. He raises his voice with triumph, "Congratulations, Brother Sushin, on emerging from seclusion." From within the vortex, a towering figure steps out, the Void God Great Emperor, radiating overwhelming divine pressure. Behind him stand his disciples and elders, their presence shaking the heavens. The Void God Great Emperor speaks coldly, "Brother Jingtian, these reinforcements will be enough for you to rule the heavenly spirit domain." The Righteous Path Alliance leader, Jingtian, smirks darkly, clenching his fist. "Then let us begin, by making an example of the heavenly demon sect."